Hello. This series is from Glenbeck's new video, Socialism, A Warning from the Dead. It's from my experience of a countless socialist mobile gulag. Also, it's kind of a mixture of the two. You'll have his videos in there. Then you have some of my commentary, and trying to people understand what I went through and what the new experiences may be if someone else ends up going through the same thing later on. There also might be some repetition in these videos in the series. I don't know how many videos would be in this series, but if there is repetition, I'm sorry. This is a stream of consciousness. It's just how I feel when I watch these particular parts of the video and how it made me feel. So the connection between the mobile gulag and also what's happening and what's being done in America today. So, thank you for clicking on this video.
To completely turn Czechoslovakia from capitalism to socialism, and not a single shot was fired, not a single violent part of a revolution. So how did they pull this off? Kozak, the guy who wrote this, very critical in the document for how socialists had attempted a project such as Czechoslovakia in the past. He noted that in other countries, socialists had successfully infiltrated high echelons within the government, but they failed to do one thing: provide any kind of pressure from the bottom. Leftists can get elected to public office all day, and they can infiltrate the bureaucracy, but without foot soldiers on the ground for them to quietly support and rile up, governments never change. That is the key here. Now think back to Venezuela. They elected a socialist-leaning president back in the 1960s. But nothing happened until there was a massive labor strike and riots in the streets. And that is what brought Hugo Chavez to power. You can elect socialists like Bernie Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez all day. But if they're not supporting a bottom-up movement at the same time to mobilize, harass, shame, and bully others into compliance, the system will hold strong.
Mobilize, harass, and shame and bully is exactly what the mobile gulag or gang stalking is at its core. In my situation, the harasser seemed to look at me as a test subject to practice on in a conservative area. A way to grease some wheels and find like-minded people who would help them in their endeavors. Not like-minded and socialistic, but like-minded and willing to help harass, shame, and bully strangers, family, and our friends for fun, or for the feeling of power it will give them. I think I was also chosen because I was low cost, no danger target. The attack would never be believed or get back to them. And I still got the training, got the studying of a live mobile gulag out in the field.
Now, consider that principle, and then listen to this from Maxine Waters in that context.
Already, you have members of your cabinet that are being booed out of restaurants, who have protesters taking up at their house, who's saying no peace, no sleep. No peace, no sleep. Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd.
What Maxine Waters seems to be talking about is technically what can be called mobbing at the location, or gang stalking it that follows you around. And this is what I call mobile gulag if it's a lot more serious and it's a lot more sadistic. Why create a crowd? Shame, intimidation? This makes your numbers look larger, yeah, things like that, but that's not all. They're setting it up for when they have many more people involved and a stronger grip on the country. If a crowd is formed, other people who want to help harass the chosen targets gets to help you. They also get to find out another target they can harass other than the ones they've been harassing before. So it's kind of like marking targets for other people to mess with. Once they go, oh, there's another one I can harass. They also see who the other attackers are, and they see who the secondary weakest attackers are, that aren't actually labeling their own, but just helping the other harassers, and they can get them involved in their own harassments. So they kind of can pair up, it seems like. That didn't happen to me, but it just seems like the pairing up was possible, and sometimes I had multiple groups harassing me, it seemed like, which means they were not connected that in any way I could see. Which means there had to be some way the information switched groups, and both groups were able to attack me. The weaker ones will never investigate or choose the targets, but they will be a willing participant in teaching someone else a so-called lesson. In large enough numbers, many attackers start to see what they can get away with, and then they start to join the movement when they found out they can get away with things they normally couldn't before. So part of the attack is also recruitment. Part of the attack is creating the attack. Part of the attack is signaling who you are. Part of the lesson in who to trust as an attacker, as other attackers that you can trust to help you. That kind of action can create a euphoric feeling in those involved in it. So it's a hype producer also. Someone named this, it's called the euphoria of the collective attack. And it's real, and people can get excited, almost joyful that they're able to attack you.
Most people just pass this off as, oh, that's just crazy Maxine Waters. But what she was spouting was not crazy. She, whether she knows it or not, is following this revolutionary playbook to a T. And it's been done before, and it's exactly how they did it in Czechoslovakia. This document is the first time the top-down, bottom-up strategy has been described in detail by people that actually pulled it off and flipped a nation. They described the bottom-up's role in 3 key areas. It systematically supports the revolutionaries in organs of power, enhances their strength, and makes up for numerical weakness.
It doesn't only mean they will know they'll be in the minority. They want to be in the minority to be considered dangerous or unable to wield any power that they are wielding. They want all this power to come as a shock to those around them. That's why they're trying to wield a larger part of power than they should be able to. This is why they enhance the strength of what they're trying to do. And it also allows them to bring in people who are not willing to attack on their own, but only in a group, and people who are willing to just hurt people because they like hurting people. In the mobile gulag I was part of the enhancement of strength was also the locations, and locations of the target's life the attackers or harassers were in. This could also be true from top-down, bottoms-up attacks, which means they'll try to get into your life like friends. Fake friends is one of the things in mobile gulag. As lovers, so they can get information on you and make the attack more sadistic and more personal to you. So instead of just harassing you generally, like a overall harassment, they'll harass knowing where your weaknesses are and harass specifically for them.
So there's a couple of things. This is just a quick thumbnail of this. But I have been overwhelmed at how far down the road we are. Has anyone noticed how fast all of this is happening? How did we go from a country that we couldn't even admit that we were socialist? You couldn't say that. That was racist to say, hey, I think Van Jones, a former communist, might be a radical. That was racist. Just a few years ago, to now people coming out and saying capitalism is over. Do you remember what I said about the first chalkboard and how that's going? I need you to see first how this is being implemented and then what's coming. But let me just take a quick break, go over to Stu, and we really want to take your questions on today's show. We have an amazing panel for you, and I so appreciate you watching. If this is useful at all, please, silencing of voices is coming. and we need to stand together. And honestly, I don't care if you subscribe to the Daily Wire with Ben Shapiro. He's a friend. He's got a great thing going on over there, and they're great people. Just support whoever your voice is, whoever you want to support the Blaze of the Daily Wire. I don't care. But please, please support us and join us at the Blaze TV. Stu.
The networks are not going to give you programming like this. You're not going to get investigations like this from the mainstream media. It's not happening. As Glenn mentioned, everyone from the Daily Wire to the Blaze, we need to have your support if you want to go into this sort of stuff. We can certainly run our mouths all day, and that's always fun to do, and you got to do that sometimes. But to really go in depth on something like this, that's not going to be a sexy, clickbaity headline. You really need to have the resources to do it, and this is all you. You guys have made this happen so far, and we want to do more of this stuff. So we really ask you to come on board, and if you can subscribe, I think you should. I mean, I think it's a great value anyway. You got great shows like Steven Crowder and Mark Levin and Eric Bolling and Allie and everybody here, which is great. Chad Prather, Graham Allen, there's a million of them. So that's great right on its surface. But it's also, we're talking about a community, it's a movement. It's really a machine to push back against what the mainstream media is telling people, trying to get the truth out there, trying to push back and actually show people what is actually going on, not only with history, but present and also the future. If you can subscribe, we'd love you to. Go to blazetv.com/Glenn, blazetv.com/Glenn. Use the promo code GB20OFF, GB20OFF. That'll get you $20 off the subscription. We'd love for you to join. If you can't join, if it's not the right thing for you right now, that's totally cool. We understand. If you could subscribe to the YouTube page, of course, that's free. We're going to be posting stuff there. Share this video, like it, help spread the word, because if people can find out about this and find out about the truth, it's really going to be something that really the only way that we can change this and stop it from happening. We're also going to be doing a question and answer thing coming up with Glenn in just a few minutes. You're going to want to